So the attorney sent you 2 letters.
2 letters.
2 emails with the letter saying, hey, you received the cease and desist. You got 1 text message saying, hey, Marvin, this is your ex's husband.
Yeah.
Check your email.
Check your email.
Then we received a direct message to our page saying, hey, Marvin, this is your ex's husband.
Check your email.
Check your email. Then you also got another text that said, hey, Marvin, this is your ex's husband. Yeah. Check your other email. Are you trying to intimidate? What are you trying to hide? Or did you think that you're going to be like, hey, baby, I know someone that works in a law firm.
I got this.
He's going to resolve this.
Yeah.
You pussy.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, this guy's taking everything from me.
I'm sorry. How are you?
Welcome back, ladies. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Coffee Breakup, starring
Marvin Schultz
and Christian Vieira. That is I. So I want to make sure that this shirt comes out for this episode.
Yeah,
pretty important episode here.
Can you see it?
Producer in training. We good? Good. What about him? We could do a little bit of work for his, but it's fine. We have a little special kind of recap.
A recap of everything that has happened over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. Cease and desist. Assistance from Ricky Corona. We had him recently.
Yeah, he was fabulous.
Yeah, he was great. So, but before we begin, as always, we got to make sure you guys are liking the video down below. You're subscribed to the channel and you're ringing that notification bell so you're up to date with everything that we're posting, especially since who knows what Friday you're going to get an episode,
Exactly.
Exclusive. Yeah, exclusive on YouTube to watch these little shorter clips. If this is even a shorter clip, I don't know how long this is going to be, but point is, make sure you're subscribed so you're up to date, making sure that everything that we post, you're, I guess, tuning into. Right?
Tuning in.
If you can't and you want to listen to it on the go, you won't see the short ones, but you can listen to our full episodes on Spotify, iTunes. Yeah, that's pretty much it,
pretty much it. That's all you need to know.
Cool. Social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, website,
thecoffeebreakup.com.
Link in bio. Everything is there.
Check it out.
Now, down to the good stuff. So, a couple weeks ago,
we received an email, cease and desist letter.
A cease and desist letter. And, we talked about it with Ricky. It was dating back to an episode that we did with Amy. She will lift. And we had her on the show. We talked about certain things, and it just happened to be a topic came up where she was talking about one of her exes, and it just happened to be that one of her exes dated one of my exes, right? And so it just kind of happened, and we talked about it, and whatever, the episode came out, or it didn't come out, but we were about to release the episode and some snippets and just the kind of anticipation, I guess. And then we received a letter. Literally the evening before the episode was supposed to drop, so the Friday before, so that Thursday evening, I got an email. And it said cease and desist. And I was like at work. It was like 6 p.m. Sheer panic. Marvin sends me a text saying, we need to talk. And I was like, what is this guy going to tell me now?
Exactly.
And then he tells me that, so pretty much we had Amy on, and Amy had disclosed, apparently you guys knew all along, that one of your exes, dated one of her exes.
Exactly.
We don't know who.
No.
But it turns out that on a cease and desist letter, they were both mentioned here, right? So then this little bad boy, I still have it from the episode with Ricky. So yeah, pretty much you guys dated people who then they ended up dating, getting married.
Right.
Having a kid. Turns out that so whatever, your ex and her ex they're dating, married now, have a child,
right.
Everything,
the whole family.
They seem like they should have a very happy life,
right? Where
nobody at all should have enough impact for them to go to an attorney and say, hey, they're talking about us.
They're talking about us, and
which
we don't want them.
We weren't. Maybe we were.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Exactly.
The episode just said an ex.
An ex, no names. It was rather general. There was no specifics, no private information was divulged, and I think that was key as well, right? So, but I guess some people take what we talk about. I mean, it is serious what we talk about. We're trying to help people, right? It's informative. No, nothing is personal. Facts don't care about your feelings. If you were offended, I'm sorry, bro. I don't give a fuck. That's on you.
I concur. Because if you feel bad, that's your problem.
Exactly.
Because I'm disclosing my story. I'm disclosing my truth. And there's 2 sides to every story. There's 3 sides. It's your side, my side, and the truth. The truth is going to be somewhere in the middle. May lean to one side, but whatever it may be, what I'm trying to understand is how how significant was it for us to even have her on, disclose that information, right. Which again, I mean, it's your story that you guys were, dated someone, that they're not together, have a kid and whatever. What is it like? What could you possibly be concerned about on the show to then go to an attorney and say, hey, they're disclosing whatever it is that they told them?
100%. And it wasn't like some Joe Schmo. Like, this was like a legit attorney. It was a very well crafted letter. Kudos to you. But ultimately, there was no merit to the whole case, right? So ultimately, we proceeded to fully bring out the episode right afterwards, and disclosed and kind of showed everything that we had to. Because if, let's say, we would have adjusted and not taken and did what they wanted us to do and not publish that episode or kind of remove that, bro, there could always be somebody coming like, you know what, Chris is talking about me. I don't like what he's talking about. So I'm going to reach out to them and be like, hey, don't post this. So it sets a precedent. And that was what we talked about as well, right? When I said we needed to talk. And it's like, bro, fuck that. We're going to talk about on this show what we want to talk about. Nobody tells us what we can and cannot talk about. This is not. Well,
TikTok says we can't say bad words. Yeah. So they can say.
Yeah. Well, okay.
But I get what you mean.
But you know what?
At the end of the day, it's a story. Like, it's you are who you are today because of your experiences. Your ex is who she is today, and very happy, I would assume, until we receive this. But the fact that we hit a nerve so much for them to say, whoa, let's scare them. I thought it was pretty funny. Why do you think she would even, like, what do you think we could have said for her to say, hey, I don't want this episode out? Or, because we had talked about it, I'm pretty sure her man, her man, who texted you.
Who texted me twice. Who on his behalf, I was emailed.
So the attorney sent you two letters.
Two
emails with the letter saying, hey, you received the cease and desist. You got one text message saying, hey, Marvin, this is your ex's husband.
Yeah.
Check your email. Then we received a direct message to our page saying, hey, Marvin, this is your ex's husband.
Check your email.
Mm-hmm. Then you also got another text that said, hey, Marvin, this is your ex's husband. Yeah. Check your other email. You should have had one that said check your email. Mine should have said check your other email. Point is, like, you hired the attorney. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to intimidate? What are you trying to hide? Or did you think that you're going to be like, hey, baby, I know someone that works in a law firm.
I got this.
He's going to resolve this.
Yeah.
You pussy. Because now you failed.
Yeah.
Because the episode is still up.
Right.
We have these sweet shirts that, who knows, maybe we'll start selling them to everybody. Mm. But point is, what were you trying to accomplish? What were you trying to defend? At the end of the day, if you've even seen the story and what it is that we're following, you know that we always want to bring in good content. But nobody would have known who you are. No one would have even mentioned. No one even would have cared. But because you wanted to get an attorney to send us this letter, now we had Ricky Corona talk about this letter that you chose to send. Now we have this full episode. See how much we care about you and we want you to know that we're talking about you? We're doing this episode so then you guys can know that, yeah, you know what? We are going to talk about you guys.
The episode would have came out. It would have 2 weeks. It would have been like this and people would have moved on. But because you guys wanted to be piece of shit, and wanted to send us anyone, whoever sent this, pieces of shit. Yeah, this junk. Then intimidate us, sending us multiple messages the evening before. So they really wanted us to see it and like, oh, freak out. Like, let me not put this out.
Question or comment. Didn't your ex contact someone else? Mm-hmm. Kind of inquiring like, hey, do you know about this episode? Do you know what they said? Like, what was discussed?
A little bit snooping around, right?
Trying to figure out up until that Friday when we were going to air it, pretty much wanting a little bit of kind of access to.
So before an episode always drops, the Monday before, we announce who's going to be the guest, get a little bit of details on our Instagram and whatnot. So they must have seen her, right? Whoever that is, they saw her.
Oh fuck!
Oh shit! I know this person. What did they talk about? Ultimately, the reason why I wanted to have Amy on wasn't because of that
But you
person.
knew.
I knew, but it wasn't. I knew.
Kept it from me.
I'm sorry. I knew, but I didn't even know if we were going to talk about it. That's why I didn't mention anything. It just happened to come up in the discussion. So we rolled with it, right? That's kind of what we do in the show. There's no script, right? So it came up and we rolled with it and that was it. But she must have seen that the picture of the girl and was like, oh shit, man. And then that's when they started asking questions and whatnot. And Thursday we got the letter. We posted the episode anyways. Obviously there was a little bit of
Oh, an update. So I told you that I actually spoke with Ricky the other day, and he told me that they have actually continued writing to him saying, hey, the episode is still up. Like, tell him to get inspiration from somewhere else.
The inspiration that this show's all about
it's
is
your
from
story.
Exactly.
It's your experience, my experience, the guest's experience. So the inspiration is going to come from what you've gone through, not what they've gone through. I mean, whatever your ex or your ex's husband, whatever they went through, that's their own story. But for them to actually care enough to intervene, to try to say, hey, take that down, when you're just expressing yourself.
It's beyond me. And, you know, all we're trying to do is help other people, right? And share our stories so people are going to be like, man, I'm not the only one. This happened to me too. You know, many people have reached out to me and be like, yo, similar situation, same situation. How did you overcome it? Well, that is my story, right? That is your story. We've talked about our imperfections and our mistakes. You know, we've had episodes where we talked about our cheating that we've done or our wrongdoings.
And that's that you didn't even want to talk about that episode at first, remember?
But yeah, exactly. Then, you know, like some topics are a little bit more uncomfortable than others. And I get that. But ultimately, it's who you are. It's part of your story, and you learn from it, and you grow from it, and you move on. Right? You don't let it define you, but you can't pretend that it didn't happen. And ultimately, I'm proud of who I am. You know, am I proud of all the decisions that I've done? Absolutely not. But I'm here now. I'm better, and this is who I feel like I've always meant to be. Right?
You mentioned cheating. So obviously, you know, we did have the episode.
We did.
And again, you didn't want to talk about it, and I was like, listen, like, if we want people to comment, DM us, write to us, and share their stories, being organic and as real as possible, we need to lead by example.
100%.
We need to say, you know what, I think we should do an episode talking about our experiences, you know, because we both have cheated. We're both pieces of shit once upon a time. And, you know, I think it was important for us to show that vulnerability and be like, you know what, I don't want to say that we were ashamed, because we are who we are today, much stronger, more knowledgeable people because of the rights and the wrongs that we've done. Do you think that because maybe she mentioned cheating from her ex and or your ex,
right,
and maybe that's something that they were trying to cover up? Or
maybe there was like a trigger or something that they really didn't want to talk about.
Yeah, because when she said like, oh yeah, because I like whatever, but you cheated, like referencing her. Do you think that maybe when they saw that they were like, wait, they're gonna talk about me cheating? Like, babe, I need you to.
Yeah, it's something that I've buried that nobody should know about.
Yeah, 'cause you didn't even know.
I didn't really know. I didn't. And
or did you have a?
No, I mean, somebody said something, but I didn't know anything. And in all these years, this was something that I've never
allegedly cheating.
Allegedly
cheating.
Yeah,
that your ex allegedly cheated.
But I had no idea, to be
exes.
honest. One of my exes. I had no idea, to be honest. And again, listen, it is what it is. I mean, this is not meant to crucify anybody. You know, we share our experiences, but I had no idea either. But yeah, maybe that was. I think that was something that pushed them over the edge. Like, oh shit.
Unless. Do you guys have such bad blood? We had mentioned right before we started recording. Yeah. We were like, you know, you never got an explanation or whatever. I'm thinking maybe they were like, she just doesn't want you to say anything. Because wasn't there once upon a time that you tweeted something and then she had one of your exes subtweeted saying, oh, it's crazy or something funny how this guy, cheater is giving relationship advice.
Yeah, 2020 is really crazy. People taking relationship advice from cheaters. I didn't tweet anything in particular, but she must have been aware of our show. I don't know. I mean, maybe she's still not over that. Ultimately,
but dude, what could have happened for her to have such bad blood for her to say that, like for her to tweet that? Because have you ever subtweeted her? Honestly,
since I mean, and not in a long time. Of course, there was times where I would, of course, yeah. But
so then, what do you think triggered for her to say that? Because
maybe it was an episode. I mean, I don't know at the time what episode was airing or what snippet she watched, or maybe she's like, man, this guy's doing this now, like, but he used to do this with me, like he's trying to portray this image, right? But when he was with me, he wasn't like that at all. Maybe that was there was never. And I remember the last time we spoke, the last time I saw her, and she's like, I need more time, and how things ended. There was no closure. There was no honest, like, hey, listen, I'm gonna move on with somebody else. I've met somebody else. It was, I just need a couple of days. We'll talk.
And then you found out.
And then I found out through somebody that she posted somebody on like a week later in her apartment cooking for her, right? So there was no closure, and that was extremely hurtful for me. But I moved on. It was hard for me, but. You weren't even honest enough to give me an honest explanation. Like, hey, listen, I met somebody else. Like, I wish you all the best. Good luck. After everything that you pulled for those previous months, all that shit that you were doing, going back and forth, you couldn't even give me an answer. No. hey man, I'm gonna move on without that. Even that I would have respected. But the fact that you now years later had to get a lawyer involved because of that, but I couldn't even get a
just
goodbye.
imagine how long she was, because I mean, we agree that you were a piece of shit to a certain degree,
100%.
But she also gave you the opportunity to redeem yourself, and you seized the opportunity, right? That's when you were talking to me, and I was trying to help you out and give you advice and all that stuff. And I wanted what was best for you. Ultimately, you were going to make your own decision, but you were still trying to fix it, and she gave you the opportunity to. Like, yeah, she needed time, but right? Am I wrong?
No, 100%. No,
she was like still seeing if there was
6 months. 6 months. It was, what are you doing?
Right.
Talking,
so I'm sorry, no, because I have I'm trying to get to the punchline. Okay. So pretty much, imagine how long this other guy that she's currently with, whoever it may be, was stringing along while she was still trying to figure things out with you. Was she already pretty much in a relationship almost prior, or like maybe testing the water?
Yeah, testing the water.
And it's still keeping you around, still hanging out with you, still seeing, maybe, I know I love Marvin, I really want to be with him, but I know that I shouldn't because it's wrong based on what he did, and I met this guy and he's doing great. Maybe like she had you both in limbo to the point where she just said, I'm cutting it with Marvin.
100%. I think that's what happened. But like to see me, right? To
that's what I'm saying.
For me to spend time together. To
that's
be,
what I'm saying.
To whether whatever it was, to go get when I got baptized. She went to my baptism. Like to do all that stuff, then say goodbye to me. Hey, I need some more time, and then a week later post another guy.
So wait, she never told you?
I asked. I was like, you can be honest. Like obviously, young, you're attractive.
I remember that.
Exactly. It was 100%. It was like you can be transparent. No, there's nobody else, guys. Yeah, guys want to talk to me, but I'm still not over my ex. Over you. And it's like, bro, like all I wanted for you to was be honest, and you couldn't even do that. And then there was no explanation, no closure, no nothing. I never got not even a goodbye. But then years later, you're gonna have your husband now reach out to me and say we can't post this episode. I mean, that's crazy to me. That's crazy. That's wild.
I respect the husband for him trying to defend his woman. I will give him credit for that. Mm-hmm. He said, you know what, babe? Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Hats off to you. I respect you for that. But, dude, it didn't have to get this far. Like, there was no need.
Bro, I didn't want any of this. My phone hasn't stopped ringing and going off in the past weeks, especially with everything going on. And so I never wanted for this to come out. And we've talked about my ex off camera, on camera, and always when all my exes.
I talk about my exes as well. I mean, that's how I am, who I am today.
And for the most part, they're all tremendous women. We always say it. I never wanted this. Like this is not what I wanted. But like you took it to this level. We never wanted to reach out to Ricardo.
I just think one of my exes, she actually wrote to me because I was this was a while back. I think I had mentioned it on a previous episode, but I was saying my story of my recent relationship, which was, was a couple years ago, but it was about how, she wanted to work for a law firm and she got an opportunity to go up. She went up to Tampa, mm-hmm. and it turns out that her boss who hired her just was trying to bang her the whole time. I can neither confirm or deny whether they did. However, I have enough evidence to believe that nothing happened.
Okay.
I don't think anything happened. She's a great woman, mm-hmm. Smart, a hustler. And I just think that she received an opportunity that she was kind of naive to, not thinking that, I used to work in this industry and now this guy is giving me an opportunity of a lifetime. Like, no one can get that. Like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll take it, whatever it takes. Then that's when she started to realize that, this guy is trying to do something else.
Right.
And then that's when I found out everything, that's when I say, cut it. Like, that's it. Then she ended up leaving. She quit. She moved back down here. But dude, like that was an experience for me. And I would tell her, I'm like, I said the story. And she's like, oh, but you don't even know the truth. I was like, I know my side of the story. So I'm sharing my side of the story. And I heard your side of the story. I'm not saying you did anything wrong or that you ended up sleeping with him or whatever the hell it is. But I am saying you lied to me, and you lied to me. Mm-hmm. Every single time you made me believe that there was nothing going on over there, and it was just me. So every week when you were working, you would then come on the weekend to spend time with me. We were like lovey-dovey, like, it looks like we're gonna get back together. We're working things out, and then the next Monday or Tuesday when you're back up at work, oh no, we're not on the same page. Like this isn't gonna work out. So now you're doing that. So I'm here like in limbo trying to figure out, well, are we gonna work it out? Are we not? Like. it seems like we're together, and then you leave and now we're not. But then that same Friday of that week, she'll come down like, hey, we should hang out that weekend. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Luckily, someone eventually called me. I found out what the hell was going on. But turns out she was living a double life. And she gave me a bitching for it. But at the end of the day, it's my story. Exactly. This is my show. I'm not here talking shit about you. Right. I'm saying the facts, which is what we all have always done. So what it is, she worked at a law firm. She's going to tell the attorney to send me a cease and desist because I'm saying what I'm talking about. Your even experience. If I did, and I'm not even saying your name. Even if I did say your name, there's nothing that I'm hiding.
Right.
Like, you went up there. Everyone knows you went up there. You would travel with this dude.
Right. No private information.
Like, people would know. Like, we can check the freaking tickets, and you probably posted when you were there. Everybody knows. Yeah. So things like that, we're here trying to spread love and good energy, positivity with our experiences so people can feel, relatable. But you can't now get mad and take it personal because, again, you're going to have your own story. Hey, you can do your own podcast. Right. Talk shit about me on your podcast if you want. But
you could say whatever you want. Nothing you say is not something that we haven't even talked about on the show. Whether, nobody can be like, oh, Marvin says this, and then back real life, oh, he used to do this. I've talked about my imperfections. I've talked about this. I've talked about all this stuff that I've done. And it's life, we move on, we evolve, we become better. And this show is about being vulnerable and having people on, and whether it was Amy or whoever it is, they have their experiences, they can share that. And nobody off camera can say, yo, don't post this. Like, fuck you for trying to come in here and tell us how to run a show. Yeah. Forgive my language. But, this is where we are right now. Obviously, we wanted to do this recap so people kind of tie everything together.
I just find it funny because, like, just imagine how many shows, like, how many people talk shit about Donald Trump?
Right.
And you imagine, like, his attorney sending cease and desist letters to all these freaking programs?
Or people, make songs and shit like that, and people
talking
get
shit
offended.
about people.
Yeah. Bro.
Like, people have beef, but they don't send an attorney. Because, again, there's no basis. Like, there's nothing...
I'm trying to see what would have been better. Like, maybe if they would have reached out to me directly and not be like, hey, listen, can you not? What do you think? If he would have been like, hey, bro, like, I know you guys had a past, but how, do you mind cutting that off?
Did you ever meet him before?
I don't know how he looks like. I don't know nothing about the guy, and so I don't.
Dude,
I don't know
so I have a story for you. It's gonna get good.
Okay.
I was gonna say it on a previous episode. This is what I didn't say. You remember that time when you guys broke up and we had gone, my brother had these tickets to this Miami New Times event?
Yes.
You met him that day.
Really?
I just remembered.
Where was this? Oh, where was this?
It was like by here, actually.
Yeah.
It was out hot as hell. We were there, got drinks. You won the bottle of wine that had weed in it.
Yeah, I remember. I met him.
You shook his hand.
No.
Because I knew him from high school.
You went to Springs?
Yeah, he was older though.
Okay. I'm trying to think right now.
He had like can I get, fuck him. He had a smoke shop and he gave us tickets and I was like, oh, dude, what's up? I said, what's up? I'm like, oh, it's my boy Marvin. He probably knew who you were. He was banging your chick the whole time and you shook his hand.
Damn, that's rough.
You simp.
Yeah, I'm stupid.
You're an idiot.
Dumb fuck.
I can't believe you didn't know.
No, I didn't know anything. And it was a back and forth. Remember, we had broken up at the beginning of the year, like end of January.
You think maybe he knew who you were and like he shook your hand like
he must have known.
Stupid?
He must have known because he was probably following on social media.
Because I remember you guys had broken up. That's when we started hanging out again because you were like really going through it. We rekindled again.
Yeah. And I remember.
And I took you around and that pussy shook your hand and said, what's up to you?
Listen, bro, I want everybody to be happy. If they're happy, if they're meant to be.
Them. I don't want them to be happy.
No, I do want them to be happy. What I just don't understand, bro, 6 months.
Have you forgotten this? You want someone to be happy after this?
Bro, I mean, I do. I just don't want to receive this shit ever again. You think we'll hear something else from these people?
I don't know. I hope so. We got to make more shirts then.
Maybe one day we'll have him sit across from here.
That would be crazy. That's a great idea. You remember that one time you hired an attorney to send us a letter?
Yeah, you piece of shit.
Can you imagine?
That'd be wild.
Nah, lock the door and freaking whoop their ass.
Again, listen, if you listen to this, if you've been watching us for a while, we'll talk about certain things that are uncomfortable. If you take offense to it, bro, that's your problem. We cannot predict how you take on the information that we give out, right? That's not our responsibility. Like to tell you how you feel. If you get offended, that's on you. Boo-hoo. Fucking turn off the show. Like, turn off the computer. What are we fucking bullying you online? Like, you turn off the fuck.
No, don't, because there is forms of cyberbullying that it's hard.
I understand that, but we don't engage in that kind of stuff.
We don't. Well, but it is a good point. Like, if you don't like what we post, I mean, you know, tell our other 5,000 followers and 40,000 on TikTok who don't agree with you. The point is, you know, at the end of the day, our mission is to be vulnerable, honest, and comfortable with ourselves, with our flaws and our accomplishments, I guess you could say. But it's because of that we can share that energy with other people. You know, we want others to say, you know what, yeah, I've messed up, but I don't want to be ashamed for it. Like, you are who you are today, and you probably learned a huge lesson. You probably lost someone who was super important to you because of your mistakes. But who are you today now? Realizing how impactful that moment was.
100%.
Now you'll never want to do it again. You know, everybody is different, but at the end of the day, being able to be yourself, comfortable, secure, vulnerable, you're only going to be benefiting yourself and everybody else around you.
100%. And when we have guests on, when we'll talk about cheating and fidelity and the mistakes, how can we expect them to open up and be comfortable and be vulnerable
if we're phonies?
If we're not vulnerable with ourselves. So that was an important episode that we recorded last year, and it was uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, the cheating one.
It was necessary, and nobody could say, "Oh, you always talk about other people, you don't talk about yourself." Well, bullshit. You know, take a recap and you know, see what we've posted. Yeah, we talk about that. You know, and we hope guests come on the show and are vulnerable with us and join us and being open, being honest. Listen, mistakes in your past, they don't define you, right?
Yes.
But don't pretend like they never happened either, right? It is part of your history and part of who you are. You know, so ultimately, you know, I appreciate all the support that we've gotten over the past year, and especially the past months and weeks.
Positive and negative support.
Positive. Listen, there's always going to be people.
No such thing as bad press. If anything, this was great for us.
Right.
Look at all the content that we have because of these guys.
6 weeks.
We should be giving them a thank you. We should send them a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, like a thank you note. But yeah, man. I mean, ultimately, it is what it is. The coffee breakup is here to stay. If you have a problem with it, you can fuck off.
Who do you think we are?
We're big time. We're getting there.
Okay. We'll look back at this 2 years from now.
2 years from now.
When we have our own studio, our own show,
own production,
our own team.
Professional producer.
Yeah, the director of production, probably, in training. All right, guys. So, little recap of everything that just happened, you know, kind of explaining the story from the cease and desist that we got from having She Will Lift Amy on, to explaining it with Ricky, and then pretty much our own kind of assumptions of what occurred. You know, aside of, you know, actually having Ricky talking about legal advice or whatever.
Exactly.
I think this was pretty cool for us to kind of date back. Also, these shirts are not for sale. They are only 2 of 2.
But if the price is right, we'll hang those bad boys up.
We probably will not. This has to go like whenever we get our own studio, we put this on the wall, framed, and then we just put these shirts next to it, like jerseys. We'll sign them, right?
That'll be dope.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much, guys, for the support.
Yeah, before you leave, remember, like the video down below. Yeah, like the video down below. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell. And if there's any probably topics you guys want us to cover, I mean, this may be a short episode, long video. I don't even know. But at the end of the day, if you do want to, if you've made it this far, you know, leave a little comment down below. Let us know whatever you want to talk about. And with that being said,
thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it.
So the attorney sent you 2 letters.
2 letters.
2 emails with the letter saying, hey, you received the cease and desist. You got 1 text message saying, hey, Marvin, this is your ex's husband.
Yeah.
Check your email. Then we received a direct message to our page saying, hey, Marvin, this is your ex's husband.
Check your email.
Mm-hmm. Then you also got another text that said, hey, Marvin, this is your ex's husband. Check your other email. Are you trying to intimidate? What are you trying to hide? Or did you think that you're going to be like, hey, baby, I know someone that works in a law firm.
I got this.
He's going to resolve this.
Yeah.
You pussy.